Greg, and then Simon.
Yeah, just something I'm trying to get my head around myself. Just the current money system, obviously they broke the link with gold, so the current money system is not backed by anything, and the banks have carte blanche to create money out of nothing effectively. How does that link in with the Bitcoin development? Like, should Bitcoin currencies be backed by food, energy, or is it just a kind of a currency that's just created out of nothing, similar to the current monetary system?
For a means of exchange currency, you don't really need backing. You need trust. You need trust that it can be used for purchasable a wide variety of goods and services, and that it's not going to disappear. So it needs to have a solid store of value, in that it needs not to depreciate rapidly overnight. But the key thing is that it's going to be trust. So it doesn't need to be backed by anything specific. A store of value currency, should be backed by something substantial, and probably not by something substantial and meaningless except in a cultural context like gold, but perhaps by energy. And there are people, working on various schemes for energy-backed store of value currencies, but they don't necessarily have to be usable as a means of exchange. They can be usable as an investment, separate to the means of exchange.
Simon?
I have a question to Professor Kirby. You said something interesting, that we are unable to change because we are embedded in this system which is there, and there is no way to get out of it. But I think that it was always the same, right? People always behave the same. Like when there was a king, 500 years ago, he also wanted to get rich. He wanted to gather as much land as he could. So the human nature didn't change that much. I think what's your take that it is the scale we are doing these things now, the cause of all the issues, not really the system itself. The system was very similar, maybe, I don't know, but maybe the scale is the problem. That now we are changing the planet, and so I'm imagining the scale. We do everything at scale.
I was quoting this guy, Alan Grass. His argument, if I understand it, and this would be my position on it, is that with the emergence of more sophisticated technologies, with the first communication revolution in the middle of the 19th century, we have developed much more complex technological systems, and with those has gone a mindset whereby we sort of have created the assumption, which is very widespread in our civilization, that the machine then, we invest agency in the machine. The machine becomes the thing that in which notions of progress are embedded. So more machines and the development of new machines automatically is invested with a sense of moving forward and progress. Whereas, of course, if we critique in any thorough way what has got us into the really, fundamental moment in human history for humanity on this planet that we're now facing into, technology has to play a major role. The ability to exploit fossil fuels in a massive way and to link them to particular machines, which then became generalized into our lifestyles, is really the fundamental cause of the planetary crisis we're in.
Ronan, to respond?
Yeah, I just wanted to pick up on something Darren said during the presentation, so handing over control to machines. I think one of the things that we need to be particularly conscious of when we talk about tools like blockchain, which are not just machines but information systems, and thus they're very, very sophisticated machines which have layers upon layers of operation and layers upon layers of history built into them. In the last few days, we've seen what seems to be an attempt to take down large portions of the internet, most of which seems to be traced to insecure devices used on a very wide-scale level, things like baby monitors, which are now connected up to the internet. And I somebody somewhere, I forget who it was, and I apologize for not attributing it properly, but someone said that we've taken a computer system which was designed to withstand a nuclear strike, which the internet was originally supposed to be built for, and now made it vulnerable to attack by toasters. And I think we can joke about that, but the thing that is important about it, I think really, is the lesson that could teach us in terms of these kinds of technologies. To actually reverse engineer the kind of security measures that you need into the internet to make it secure would involve enormous amounts of work. You have 40, 50 years of software there, a lot of which you can't tinker with, because if you change something at this level, some other level will break, and it's impossible to fix it. The same thing is going to happen, I think, with technologies like blockchain. The decisions that are made now are ones that we're going to be living with in terms of these tools, if they're still in use in 20, 30, 40 years' time. And technology will be saying, no, we can't change that now because we actually don't know what the impacts of changing this part of the system are, because it will have ripple effects throughout. And I think we need to not just think about these things as machines, as Tyler was right to start with that terminology, but these are information systems. And when we say information systems, they're not just technical systems, they are techno-social systems as well. So you have huge amounts of complexity here. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I wanted to convene this workshop, because I think now is the time when we need to be really having a good conversation about these topics so we can start to make good design decisions.
One more comment here.
Yeah, sorry, just kind of raw, but Graham, I enjoyed both of them. They say, like, the cliche is money is power, and money is definitely power in societies, especially in the West, I suppose. So, as much as banks, people feel they can just create money, they're highly regulated, especially since 2008. So, banks can't just create money. It's highly regulated by the state agencies or the central banks and so on. So, money is power, but if we move to a system where the exchanges are deregulated or taken away from the banks, there still needs to be power. Like, it's national security in a sense that monies or these exchanges will have to be controlled, I don't know, or just somehow regulated. It can't just be off the grid completely. Like the headline from South Korea, you know, it sounds amazing, like it might be some kind of blockchain and Bitcoin thing, but I guarantee the government is going to be at the center of that and watching what happens. It's all going to be accountable. There won't be anonymity to any of this. Just kind of raw, but I'm just curious if you had a sense.
Graham, do you want to respond to that quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that banks are as controlled as you say. I mean, I think there's a huge discretion there, and all the rules about risk analysis and risk rating and so on. They're all gameable, and it's all part of that industry, really. That is an industry. I mean, okay, there are people who don't trust the banks, you know, in general, as custodians of future money, like me. There are people who don't distrust the government, you know, plenty of them in the middle of America. And there are people who just distrust both. You know, it may be that it's a balancing act, and that, you know, we have to learn to balance the power in the short term between the two. But in the long term, I think the idea that you should be in control, that people should be in control with some form of better democratic control of their own money and their own exchange system is a very powerful, empowering force.
And very threatening to the current
Power to be.
Threatening to the people who've got power, and that's absolutely, and that's part of the challenge.
Okay, let's take a pause there. We're going to go into a break. We've got about 20 minutes. Use the break to look after yourself, get refreshed, get some fresh air, but also potentially to continue these conversations amongst yourselves. After the break, with 2 more presentations, getting really into a bit of discussion about what we want to do this afternoon, where we want to generate ideas for future application of blockchain technology that could really help make our communities more resilient and sustainable. So that's what we're going to be moving into after the lunch break. So enjoy your 20-minute break there. Thanks to our main speaker there and Padder and Graham to get our thinking started and to put us on to a firm foundation to explore these issues further. Thank you.